Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here. I'm doing a kind of a video that's a little bit more esoteric and more into the little woo, W-O-O, new age realm as far as the current crisis that's going on. I figured I'd do this separately because I mentioned some things in some prior videos where there was some esoteric predictions about what would happen in the next 3 or 4 months as far as the crisis, the virus crisis. I'd rather just call it that on this video. So I've been watching a lot of astrology videos, and I'm not sure what I think about all that stuff. I'm kind of on the fence, but if I was hanging on to I would hang on the fence with dear life, almost falling off the fence, because I basically have seen some weird stuff with regards to astrology in my life that I'm not sure what I would say. So I'm a borderline believer, borderline agnostic. I'm kind of straight in between. So I first started watching more astrology stuff and tarot stuff early in the year because, in all honesty, it had to do with my relationship. I was like, oh my God, I want her back. I want to watch some stuff and figure this out. So I started watching all this stuff, like, what should I do next? So it's kind of a weird period of time. But then as the crisis increased and, we knew more what was going on, started watching stuff that was predicting stuff with the virus and all this stuff. So I've noticed a pattern, and I know nothing about Rahu and Ketu and Saturn and Pluto, and I know that but I've basically broken this down into what they are predicting is going to happen. So you have a very let's just get this out of the way. So there's one side, very small minority of astrologers on YouTube and elsewhere. I was saying that some of these changes are kind of coming in. There's some changes coming in December. Around December 14th, I guess there's this eclipse, and all this stuff is supposed to be happening in December. And some people say it's going to be a bad thing that's going to happen. That's very rare. I don't know if it's just people's optimism, because I guess I think Jupiter and Saturn are going into Aquarius, and they were in Capricorn. I'm not, since I'm not an astrologer, I'm not going to I might be wrong in how that's being said. So forgive me if I'm incorrect in what I'm saying as far as how that works, and Pluto and all this stuff. So in summation though, for the most part, these astrologers are saying that things are going to significantly be different with everything in December. I don't know what that means. What do they mean by different? When they're predicting these things, what are they talking about? I guess even late 2019, they were doing these prediction videos. Are saying, 2020 is going to be a hell of a year. There's going to be some kind of conflict or a big crisis or something, and it's a little bit vague, So I'm not sure what I think of that. But there's a astrologer by the name of Austin Coppock, Coppock, and he did a prediction video on this guy. What the hell is his name? Ruin Soup is this podcast. There's this podcast that he was on. I listened to Ruin Soup. I started listening to it because I'm interested in chaos magic, but he was on there for a full 2 or 3 hours early in the year, and then in the middle of the year he was on for 2 or 3 hours, and he has basically said October is going to be the worst month with regards to our current virus crisis because just of all the stuff that's going to happen. Or I don't know if he just means that everything's going to be really crazy as far as everything that's going to happen this month. He said that back in July. And then he says, more than one person says this, by the way, including people that are on the Astrology podcast. And this guy, I'm going to check this out just for a second. what is his name? Osher Astro Finance. This guy is really interesting. I think he believes in some of the QAnon stuff, but I shouldn't have said that. But the fact of the matter is there's so many people. Sam, forgot his name. There's all these astrologers that are saying, like, even these people that are like, I don't know. It's weird because, like, I know Austin Kapak and those people aren't into QAnon or Trump or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is all these people are saying the same thing. Jody Petrie, Austin Kapak, this Osher Astro Finance, is Sam is his name Geppy? All these people with these high-profile astrology YouTube channels, and they're all saying basically the same thing about December, and they're saying that December is this is going to be the way out of the virus crisis, and like there's going to be something that happens, and it's really interesting that they're all saying this at the same time. Now, it all has to do with the planetary conjunctions. So, if I sound like David St. Humbard's Spinal Tap, it's astrology. The band's astrological sign is, pardon my fucking, like, new age quackery, whatever you want to call it. It's just, I find it interesting that, it's just an interesting subject to talk about. So, they're saying all this stuff is going to happen in December. They don't know. Some people don't know what's going to happen. There's going to be contested election, or something will happen. It's funny because I think Austin was talking about how Trump might be incapacitated or something in December or January or something like that. And then he got the C virus. But after that, after he predicted that. But I don't think that's going to happen necessarily. He doesn't know what's going to happen. He doesn't know he's going to win. Some people are predicting Trump. Some people are predicting Biden. Now, I don't think it matters because I think entering this new age of Aquarius that we're supposedly going to enter on December 14th or 20, I think it's December 14th because of the eclipse, and then the conjunction happens on the 20th or 19th. I think that signals something's going to happen in December, and I don't know what it's going to be. It's a little bit scary, but I think in summation, they are saying that something's going to change, and we're going to be, Kelly, God, what is her name? She's on the show as well, that astrology podcast. She actually said that something big is going to happen in December too, and like all these people are saying, like the basic premise is that things are going to be back to somewhat normal in December, like late December. And what I mean by that is, like, I guess that's Saturn being in Capricorn with Jupiter. I sound like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually doing this video. I feel like a little embarrassed by this. I think because those are going to be, and I think Pluto's in there too. Like I've said, pardon me, I'm not an astrologer, but I'm just like kind of breaking down all these astrology videos I've watched about this. Basically, because Saturn is like this restrictive planet, and in Capricorn, it's not doing it at its best. So that's why you have, this is how they've explained it. That's where you have these lockdowns, social distancing, all this stuff, because like it's like this contraction, but trying to get free at the same time. Like, so it's like that's why there's so much like of this energy of like I said in a previous video, whack-a-mole. Like I think it's really interesting to interpret these ideas, because astrology is all about interpretation. That's why you have like one astrologer might say that Trump will win because this is in conjunction, blah blah blah, or Biden will win because of this conjunction, blah blah blah. But the basic premise and basic why I'm doing this video is because it's fucking really eerie that all these astrologers are kind of aligning to this, whether it be Vedic astrologers or non-Vedic astrologers. They're basically saying December, watch out for December, something big's going to happen. It's really, really interesting. And I think, I hope that we are out of this by December. Now, I don't know I think most of them, like even on the astrology podcast people, which is Austin and that Kelly, I forgot her name is escaping me right now. They basically say that we're going to be like 75% there. We're still going to have, whatever through the next year, but we're going to be like, it's going to be a big relief in December, like about all this stuff, like where it's going to be completely different. That's an interpretation that they have because apparently Jupiter being in Aquarius, it's like a lot more comfortable for the planet. I don't know if this is true. See, I hope this is true because I would love that they're right. They would be right. But it is a weird coincidence that all these astrologers are predicting the same thing. Now, it doesn't really mean much about like, maybe they're just more optimistic and they just look at these planets as being, in that way. Because there is a dark side of Aquarius, like the Bruce Dickinson song, Dark Side of Aquarius. It's kind of a cool song Bruce Dickinson did. I mean, there is a dark side of that. So, I mean, I don't know if that they're even acknowledging that. But, like this Osher guy who did this video, he calls it the dark tunnel. So, I guess we're supposed to be going through this dark tunnel right now. October through November through December. And because it's like this, it's with the virus stuff and just everything that's happening this year and just like and I think we are all going through this crisis. Like I don't think it's a crisis of the virus. I think it's just everything just kind of compounding together. Like I had something major happen to me this summer that I'm not going to share on this channel, and it really was horrible. And you add to the virus thing, you add to, getting dumped in the beginning of the year, and then all this stuff happened, and my job has kind of become kind of a albatross again in my life, where there's been these changes with my job that I do not like. And then I'm moving, I'm going to have to pay double the rent, and, all these stressors, in my life. And it's like, I think a lot of us are feeling a big stress. So maybe this energy and this movement in all our lives, if you explain it by astrology, maybe we're all going through this since January. Because, ironically, that's funny because this Osher guy's video from January 26th, Osher Astrofinance, January 26th, it was eerie because he predicted, I mean, you can extrapolate from what was going on in China that maybe there'd be lockdowns across the world, but we really didn't know what was going to happen with this. And he predicted a lot of stuff in this video that he did on January 26th, which I actually was coincidentally when I got dumped by my ex, that all this stuff would happen. And if you watch the video now, it's eerie. He's the one guy that actually astrologically predicted what is going on now. So I'm going to watch a lot of his videos because they're really interesting. This dark tunnel concept is really interesting, that we're going to go through this dark tunnel and there's light at the end of the tunnel in December. So I hope that happens. And if it does, then these people are right. I'm going to be like, holy shit, astrology's real. Wow, damn, that's crazy. But I don't know. So, and if you're interested in astrology, I don't know if I believe it or not, but my signs, I'm a Gemini, Libra rising with a Capricorn moon. So I'm just like David St. Hubbins, the Spinal Tap. David St. Hubbins, I just love Spinal Tap, and I love how they talk about astrology with Janine and all this shit. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, those are my signs. So I'm kind of I'm grounded, but I'm also out of control, at the same time. This is my bed. I have all these toys and shit. I'm fucking, what the fuck, Anyways, you're seeing inside my pleasure dome of the attic room that I live in, that I rent from my roommate who owns this house. Contrary to popular belief of YouTube comments on previous videos, I do not live with my mother. But I do rent a house. Do rent a room, a attic room from my friend, from my high school friend, and that will be ending soon, of course. So in November. So, but December, let's hope that this is real, because this tunnel has been fucking shit. Honestly, it's been horrible. You know, one thing after another. You know, you hear about now Eddie Van Halen died, for fuck's sake. You know, it's like, what else is 2020 gonna put on us? You know, as long as like, I think you know, but the dark tunnel concept is interesting. I recommend these videos, and hopefully December 14th. Ooh, wow. The vaccine will be, the military will distribute the mandatory vaccine, and we'll all have to get chipped on December 14th. It's actually a bad thing. No, I don't know about that. But anyways, that's about all I got to say. I hope they're right.